Namaste. Welcome back to Krishna Yoga Vidya. Till now, we learned about cells and tissues. But have you ever wondered how your heart beats continuously, how your lungs helps to breathe after yoga, or how your stomach digests food after eating? Today, we are going to understand something very important, that is organs, the working units of our body. So, what is an organ? An organ is a structure that is made up of different tissues that work together to perform a specific function, that is organ. So these organs are divided into two classes. The first one is input and control organs, that is also called upper body organs, and the second one is processing and output organs, that is also called lower body organs. The first one, input and control organs, comes under brain, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and teeth. Now let us understand where these organs located in our body and how they function. The first one is brain. Okay, brain is present inside the skull, and the structure is, it is a soft and folded like structure, right? The function is controls body thoughts and emotions. Eyes, the eyes is present, we all know face, that is eye socket, and the structure is outer ear, middle ear, and inner ear, and the function is hearing and balance. And next one is tongue. The location is mouth and it is a muscular organ. The function is taste, speech, and swallowing. And next one, nose. The location is face. It is made up of bone and cartilage. The function is smell and air entry. The next one is teeth. Location is mouth. It is a hard structure. The function is chewing food. And the next one, heart. The location is chest, slightly tilt to the left side. And the structure is muscular, and heart has four chambers. The function is it pumps blood. And the lungs present chest both sides, and the structure is, it is like a spongy organ, and the function is breathing, that is gaseous exchange. And the esophagus, the location is neck to stomach. The structure is muscular tube because it is made up of muscle tissue, and the function is it moves food. So these all organs, these all input and control organs take input from outside, control the body, and starting important processes. So these all are the location and structure function of upper part organs. Now let us understand how yoga works on upper body parts of organs. So which asanas works and how they work, let us understand. First we will talk about the brain. So the asanas like Balasana, Shavasana, and Padmasana. These three mainly work on the brain. Balasana, it is head down pose and body is compact, right? So that it increases the blood flow to the brain. Because of head down position, the more circulation to brain, that's why brain gets more oxygen and nutrients. When blood circulation is more to the brain, then brain gets more oxygen and more nutrients. And also it activates parasympathetic nervous system. So parasympathetic nervous system is reduces the stress signal and reduces cortisol, that is stress hormone, so that brain shifts to calm state. That's why Balasana helps in anxiety and tension. The second one is Shavasana. It gives complete rest to the brain and reset the nervous system, and it reduces nervous system activity. That's why brain gets rest mode and improves mind body connection and reduces mental fatigue. Then Padmasana. It improves concentration, it enhances oxygen supply to the brain, and it activates higher brain centers during meditation practices. And Balasana helps to balances left and right brain. It improves focus and emotional control. So Padmasana creates the stability in the body and clarity in the brain. So these three asanas majorly work on the brain. The next major organ is lungs. Lungs do not have muscles to expand on their own. They expand based on the movement of chest and diaphragm. So how pranayama and asanas works on lungs? Pranayama like deep breathing, anuloma viloma, kapalabhati and brahmari works on lungs. Deep breathing helps to calms the breath, and anuloma viloma balances lungs. Kapalabhati clears lungs and brahmari calms the breathing. Now, how deep breathing helps to expand lungs. So, this is the structure of lungs. Okay, this is diaphragm, this is lungs, and this is rib cage. Okay, here rib cage is there, and lungs here, and diaphragm here. Right? Okay, rib cage is like a bony structure. It is present and located thoracic cavity. It protects lungs and heart. Okay, these lungs, and this is diaphragm. Okay. So how deep breathing helps to expand the lungs? When you do slow deep inhalation, the diaphragm moves down. Then the chest expands and lungs expands fully. So that when lungs expands fully, more air enters deeper parts of the lungs, that is alveoli. So that when more air enters, more oxygen intake also, right? So that gaseous exchanges improves, like oxygen from blood and CO2 removed from lungs. Okay, when you do slow exhalation, the CO2 removal increases from lungs, so that lung efficiency will increase. This is how pranayama works. Now let us go to asanas. Asanas like Bhujangasana, Matsyasana, Dhanurasana, Ardha Chakrasana. These all are chest opening asanas, right? So when we do these asanas, our chest will expansion, right? Imagine in Bhujangasana, we will do like this. We expand our chest, right? So when chest expands, our rib cage opens, so that the space for lungs increases. When space for lungs increases, the respiratory muscles of lungs stretches, and that the lungs expansion improves. So that when lungs expansion improves, the breathing process becomes more deeper. So oxygen supply increases also. Okay, so this is how asanas work. So asanas do not directly act like breathing, they create space and flexibility for lungs. This is how pranayama and asanas works on lungs. The next major organ is heart. So the heart is a pump. It pushes blood to the entire body. So yoga does not directly touch the heart, but it changes how the heart works. Now let us understand how pranayama and asanas works on heart. Pranayama, in slow deep breathing process, that means the inhalation will be becomes slow and exhalation becomes longer. In that process, the nervous system will changes. How the nervous system changes? It activates parasympathetic nervous system and reduces sympathetic nervous system activity. That means parasympathetic nervous system helps to control the stress, and sympathetic nervous system increases the stress, so that it activates parasympathetic nervous system, so that the stress hormone levels will be decreases. Once stress hormone levels will be decreases, the heart rate slow down. That means the heartbeat becomes calm and steady. When heartbeat becomes calm and steady, the blood pressure reduces, right? Blood pressure, BP level reduces, so that the blood vessels relax and the blood pumping pressure also decreases, so that the blood circulation improves. That means the blood flow will smoothly occur. Hmm? So that the heart rate efficiency will increases. This is how pranayama works. Now asanas. Asanas like Bhujangasana, Dhanurasana, Tadasana and Shavasana will work on the heart. When we do this asana practice, the muscles contract and relax. When muscles contract and relax, the blood vessels open, right? When blood vessels are open, the blood circulation will improve. Okay. Once blood circulation improves, blood moves efficiently without stagnation, so that the venous returns increases. That means blood returns to the heart easily. Once blood returns to the heart easily, the heart pump efficiency will be increases. That means blood flow to the heart with less effort and more output, so that the heart strength will increases. So asanas helps the heart by improving blood circulation, so that pranayama calm the heart by calming nervous system, but asanas help the heart by improving blood circulation. This is how pranayama and asanas work on heart. The next one is sense organs, how yoga affects on sense organs. Our hearing, our smelling sense, our vision, everything is controlled by brain, right? So these sense organs do not work alone. They are controlled by the brain and nervous system. Okay, so yoga affects them indirectly through blood circulation, nerve signals, and mental calmness. So, how this yoga works? Okay, when we do asana and pranayama practices, the body relaxes and breathing becomes slow. Once breathing becomes slow, it calms the nervous system, right? That means nervous system balances. That means parasympathetic nervous system will activate, so it reduces the stress. Once the stress reduces, the blood circulation will improve. That means more blood reach to eyes, ears and nose, so that the nerve function will increases. That means signals between organs and brain will improve, so that the sense organ efficiency will be increases. That means better vision, hearing, smell and taste. So yoga sharpens the senses by calming the brain. For example, meditation, it improves focus and concentration, right? It is good for eyes and brain. And Trataka improves vision, right? And also pranayama. Pranayama improves smell and breathing awareness. So this is how yoga works on sense organs. The next organ is esophagus. Esophagus is like a muscular tube. Already I told you, and it is located from neck to stomach, right? So esophagus works by peristalsis, means wave-like movement. It is like a wave-like muscle contractions that move food, liquid or other contents through hollow organs in your body. That is peristalsis. So when we do asanas, especially upright and relaxed postures, it improves body posture and also it balances nervous system. Especially relaxed postures balances nervous system, so that the smooth muscles movement will improve. So peristalsis movements also improves. That means food moves smoothly, so that it reduces the acid reflexes and increases digestion. So, yoga helps food move smoothly from mouth to stomach, and also it improves internal coordination of our body. So, these all are the control, breathing, food entry organs or upper body organs. In the next video, we will discuss about digestion, filtration and support organs or lower body organs. I hope you all are understand this concept. If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask in the comment section. We will meet in the next video. Thank you.